Alright, kind of a response video. I think this guy's name is Direct Spirits. Another little flaw in and whatever Comfort Reports page there. I mean, really, come on. They got a dot dot dot. You know, 7 letters, 8 letters. Too many letters. Come on. Anyway, stupid little things like that are irritating. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, um, yeah. So he asked this question: what is philosophy to you? Yeah, and that's all he really does in the video, so I won't bother playing the video. And I'm just going to try this camera, so who knows if this video will make it. I'll try to keep it short, because I just don't know about the battery, because it's basically tied on the outside of the camera. And, yeah. So it's all about this formatting videos. I mean, it does seem to work on Conference Reports thing, as long as you have the video in this, widescreen format. Then it seems to link pretty efficiently, which is good. And it just loads up and plays in the player, and yeah, so it's good. Unfortunately, there's still nothing to tie videos together yet, except there are these group things, but you gotta go find them. Well, I'll do a video on that stuff. This is about philosophy. Never mind. Just ignore that last bit. So anyway, yeah, so this sort of relates to Nick's video on the, what is religion thing. And, yeah, because religion is basically a pretend philosophy, right? I mean, it's just nonsense pretending to be philosophy. To me, the philosophy has always just meant one thing. It's not just some game you're playing. It's not some human exercise. It's not some spiritual thing. It's none of that crap. It's an effort to describe reality. And the only real hang-up is that there's parts of reality that we can't see, and that's the bummer. We don't have a videotape of evolution. It would be really handy if we did, because then we could just stick it in people's faces and say, see, it's 4 billion years. See, these things are just eating each other. See, they're just acquiring tools to fight with each other so they can say, I'm better than you. So they can all just, it's just kids, playing king of the mountain, king of the hill. And so they just fight with each other and cheat and pull each other's pants down, do whatever they have to do to get to the top of the hill first, so they can say, I win. And that's all it's for, just so you can say, I win. There's nothing else happening here. It'd be nice to just be able to shove that in people's faces. See, that's what your consciousness is. Your consciousness isn't anything special. It's a tool. Evolution just fell on it and said, oh, this is a good sword. Let's go beat things with our brain now. And so, yeah, let's see if we can outsmart each other. Let's see if we can trick each other. Yeah, let's scheme our way into having your head fall off. And that's all it is. It's just bullshit. So yeah, the real catch with philosophy is we can't, I can't put a diagram of the universe in front of you and say, see, this is how it happened, right? You see this little thing banged into that little thing, and it caused this hair thing, and the whole universe exploded, and all this evolution shit happened. And it's really, though, just the mistake trying to correct itself, or just the correction. It's just attempting to put the matter back in the little squares, and it takes billions of years to do that. And so while the matter's bouncing around, it decided, circumstances dictated that we would arise and think big of ourselves and play little ego games and say, I'm wonderful. Yeah, but it's just all bullshit. But see, we can't do it. We don't have the evidence. I can't give you the diagram. I can't even explain it. I mean, thousands of years we've been trying to do that, and it's really hard to do. Obviously, God is a lame excuse, right? That doesn't explain eternity. It doesn't explain why. You still have to explain the existence of the God. It just doesn't solve any of the problem. And it is a problem. You're going to ask why. You're going to ask, where did it come from? How and why? These are big, obvious things that occur to the brain. And yeah, so I don't think we need it for an intelligence. An intelligence doesn't need answers to those ultimate questions, because the secondary questions about how we, particularly us, got here through evolution, we can answer. We do understand that mechanism, and we understand it's just king of the hill, that there isn't anything brilliant going on here. It's just a stupid competition to declare yourself best beastie, and that's it. And so we can understand that we're just rust. We're just We're just aged matter. We're just what matter does when you give it an isolated environment and evolutionary circumstance. And this is one of the possibilities. It does this. And we can imagine other possibilities, like aliens, like, you know, bug planets. You know, we can we can imagine all kinds of manifestations of the same mechanism that produces tentacle people or some other kind of people. But they're all going to be after the same crap. It's still going to be consumption and reproduction is going to be the core of their evolutionary process. And if they ever get to this part where they do the abstract intelligence thing, where they can actually contemplate their own existence and contemplate the mechanism that created them, they're going to come to the same conclusions. Oh, it's all pretty crude and stupid. Logically. That's what the logic's going to dictate. So anyway, I'm just saying philosophy is doing this thing where you're taking the thing and you rip it apart, you dissect it, you figure out the hows and the whys. And really the only catch why people even leave any of these doubts open or the spiritual crap or this other nonsense is just because we haven't been able to draw a picture of the origin, the true origin, the first cause. Because, yeah, it's just hidden from us. And it might always be hidden, which is kind of depressing. I mean, if it's a recycling universe or something like that, and it just keeps doing this thing forever and ever and ever, and that could be a possible model. Yeah, it's going to always erase its footprints. You know, you're never going to be able to see where it was because the ocean of itself is going to erase its history, and you're just not going to be able to find the pieces. You're not going to find a trail backward, and so you're just not going to be able to see it, and that's going to suck. But the idea of modeling it seems reasonable. Make a best effort at it anyway. Try to come up with some sort of conceptualization that would explain it, and it's difficult. You know, the ultimate thing. You know, like I said, the first cause is just so hard to. What do you mean? There's no first cause. There's got to be one. What do you mean, eternity? Well, what? Where? Eternity doing what? So this idea that time and matter would collapse, disappear, yeah, it seems plausible. So that might be the explanation. That there is, you know, that this was a fracture that created something called time. You know, matter's just energy, so time and energy. Doesn't sound right, but that's what it is. It's time and photons, time and quarks, whatever the little bits is, quantum, time and quantum, all of a sudden happen for some reason. There was a reason, we just aren't going to be able to detail it, I don't think. But maybe we can find some kind of reasonable crayon drawing of the basic idea. But people are going to keep searching for some circle of life crap, some sort of thing that justifies itself. They're not going to like the idea of some sort of linear error, you know, moves along for a while, crashes back in, disappears forever. They're not going to like something that doesn't have a circle to it or something else that justifies itself. But whether they like it or not, the point is if you're going to have any integrity as an intelligence, concepts like faith, you got to throw that in the garbage. Intuition, you got to throw that in the garbage. I mean, you know, if you're going to call yourself intelligent, you're going to have to require there are things that are going to have to deal with what the facts are as we observe them, and you're going to have to explain them as they are, not with just some sort of phantoms and supernatural mumbo jumbo. And if you do that, yeah, you're gonna it's going to be a depressing, sad, pitiful story. There's not going to be anything redeeming or hopeful or pleasant to your senses. The truth will not be pleasant. And so if you're going to call yourself a philosopher in this reality, with the information we have now, you're not going to have a good time. Because the truth is ugly. But ugly. Alright, so I think that's enough. Short video. So I'll make sure I don't screw it up by running out of time or something. And the camera will erase the video, and then it'll be all for naught. Anyway, so that's my response and such. So another Fred style type video website-y thing. 10 minutes, wow, I did go on a bit.